So what was your first job?
My first job was at Greenhall's Bakery.
And what did your role look like every day? What were your duties? Could you communicate with people? Did you have access to interpreters? Was it only hearing people there?
No, I never had any access to interpreters at that time. This was a long time ago.
And did your dad ever speak with the boss and try and put that in place?
My dad did try to explain that I might need support because I'm deaf. But if I tried to tell them something, they would just ignore me. So it was hard for me to talk to them. So my father would help by explaining that to them.
So, did that mean that in that factory, after you left, you worked sewing clothes, didn't you? And how did you work in that role? What was your experience like there?
There were some deaf people who worked there who went to my school. So that was a nice surprise.
So, do you think it was better being able to sign with other deaf people? It was better than being at the factory?
Well, yes. At the bakery, during the break, there was one bench where we sat and just looked out of the window. Everyone would be sat on the bench laughing and talking, so I missed out on everything that was being said.
So, do you think those people had a lack of deaf awareness, but when you were sewing, you could communicate with your deaf colleagues? And do you think if you had an interpreter at the factory, things might have been different?
I think if there was an interpreter, I would have felt more confident. I would have been able to understand what was being said, and they could have explained what words meant. Because some of the words were complicated, so I just didn't know what they meant. I was good at spelling, but I just didn't know what some of these words meant. And then when I'd get home, I'd say to my mother, "They've told me something at work, but what does this word mean?" And my mum would explain it to me, and I'd say, "Oh, thanks."
So maybe if communication support was in place, you wouldn't have needed the support of your dad. You could have been more independent.
Yes.